Jason's here now with more arts and culture.
Thank you very much, Vanessa. Now, 23-year-old jazz violinist Nora Francesca Germain is the first ever violinist Bachelor of Arts degree graduate in jazz studies from the Thornton School of Music. Classically trained, she is now fast establishing herself on the international jazz scene. From her new album, Little Dipper, this is Swingers Fun. Well, Nora joins me in the studio. Thanks for coming on the program.
Thank you so much for having me.
How are you dealing with the weather coming over from LA?
Well, it's right now, I guess it's a moment of gloom, but feeling good, yeah. It's great, yeah.
Despite the drop in temperature. Now, I want to talk about the song we had there, Swingers Fun. Tell me a bit about the motivations behind it.
Well, I did this album because I wanted to kind of do a tribute to the Oscar Peterson and Stephen Grappelli recordings. Yeah. So I wrote that tune as the title track of the album.
So is it inspired directly by I Got Rhythm, or is that sort of in the same vein?
Yeah, so Rhythm Changes is kind of like a blues. You can put anything over it. So yeah, it definitely comes out of Rhythm Changes, yeah.
Now, I'm just curious. I mean, I've got to be perfectly honest with you. I don't know a lot about violins,
oh, that's
but
okay.
we've got one right here, and I want to know.
This is my violin. Yeah.
Yes, this is your violin. So, what is it, and why have you chosen this violin?
So, actually, I have a few violins. My father is a luthier, which means he's a violin restorer and repairman. And this violin came from his workshop, and it's from a maker called Stefanini, who's an Italian violin maker. And it's a copy of the Guarneri violin design. So, like Stradivarius, Guarneri was a great violin maker, and this is a copy, sort of modeled after one of his sort of styles.
So I guess you just said what your father does. Obviously, you've got this long history of violins.
Yeah.
So is that how you sort of got into it in the first place then?
Yeah, my parents started me playing when I was about 2.5.
2.5?
Yeah.
How can you play?
Well, they actually start you on a cardboard violin, and it's like maybe a tissue box, and you can also have cardboard violins. They look like violins, but you know, if you drop them, or it's okay if you smash them or anything like that. But then when you get old enough, they give you a real one because you're ready to actually, you know, take care of it and everything like that. So
absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
What a great story. I can imagine you with a little cardboard.
Yeah, yeah. There's a photo. So, yeah, there's a photo on the internet. Yeah.
So talking about the album, I grew up in Australia, and we have the great constellation called the Southern Cross, and then over here we've got the Big Dipper, and the album is called Little Dipper. Right. Am I joining the dots or the star of the constellations correctly? Is that the motivation for it?
Yeah. Well, that was a nickname. My friend was a great jazz pianist, John Baptiste. He gave me that nickname, and it has a little bit of history in jazz. There's another violinist that had that same nickname. Of course, Louis Armstrong, trumpet player, was called the Big Dipper. So it's a little bit of a jazz throwback, yeah.
That's absolutely fantastic.
Yeah.
Now, in regards to your label, we talk about this quite often, you know, who someone's with and the promotion stuff. How have you gone about sort of getting your album out there and promoting yourself?
Well, I think everything, I'm an independent artist right now, so everything for me kind of comes down to having personal connections with other artists. So everything that I do, everything, even coming to London, was not even my idea. It was a friend of mine who suggested to another musician, we should have Nora on the gig, and he said yes. So it all comes down to kind of personal connections with other musicians, yeah. That's the way.
Brilliant. Now, we've got a little bit of time, so
Sure.
I want to try and get you to play a little bit of music. Would you mind?
Fantastic.
We've actually got a couple of minutes, so you can probably get something in there. Is that? Do you think that's possible?
Oh, sure, yeah, sure. I'd love to.
Let's have a go.
Okay.
So what do you think you're going to play?
Well, I think I'll do one of my very favorite jazz standards called A Nightingale Sang in Berkeley Square, which is very well known, and I'm sure I'll be recording it sometime soon. So yeah.
Cool. Well, I'm gonna let you play as long as I can. When I get a cue, I'm gonna rudely interrupt, but hopefully we'll get a bit in there.
Oh,
so
fantastic.
take it away for us.
Oh, great. Okay. Well, here we go.
thank you so much. That was
thank you.
amazing. I tried to get as much in as we could. The Little Dipper, aka Nora Germain. Everyone get out there and get the album. Thanks for coming on the program.
Well, thank you for having me.
Anytime.
I'm so excited.
Back
Thank
to
you.
Vanessa and Shahan at the desk.
Wow, that was amazing.
That's great.
Nora,
Only Jayson
thank
can
you.
bring us music, right?
So appropriate because Berkeley Square is just down there.
Yeah, great.